Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is Straight Outta Boston here, and today I'm back for episode number 55 of my Jim Lowry Road to the Show series here on MLB The Show 16. And today we are back. I am not really planning on continuing to post this series moving forward, at least probably not going to make MLB videos until MLB 17 comes out. I still might make OOTP videos, I'm not 100% about that, but I know that there are people who probably wish I would post this series more, this Road to the Show series, and post some more MLB The Show 16. So I decided, I had this video edited on my laptop and I just kind of forgot about it. But I must have edited this back at the end of the summer, and it was just kind of waiting for commentary. So I figured I'd talk about it. I have some off-season thoughts I will discuss, and that's something I want to probably do a little bit more moving forward, even, whether it be with more Road to the Show videos or just another format. But I do want to do some MLB off-season talk videos as the off-season unfolds, as the winter meetings unfold in the coming weeks. But anyway, I do want to talk about the new CBA that was agreed upon, because that is a pretty big deal. The fact that there will not be a work stoppage for the first time since 1994. I guess early 1995, technically. And yeah, I mean, that is big news. It's good that they got it done. It was kind of something that snuck up on a lot of people. And they were not, I think it's because a lot of people expected it to get done. They weren't really, I mean, the fact that revenues are so high, player salaries are so high. A guy like Yoenis Cespedes just got paid $110 million over 4 years to, I mean, Cespedes is a good player, but we can debate his value all we want. The fact there's a player like that making that much money, I think, indicates that the league is doing pretty well. Like I said, owners are making a lot of money, players are making a lot of money, coaches are making a lot of money. So, I think overall people should be happy. There should be not a ton of difficulty negotiating that new CBA, but there were things that they were squabbling over, the way the qualifying offers work, international free agency, roster size, stuff like that. So I don't have too many, fully developed thoughts on the details of the CBA, but I will say that I'm just glad they got it done. The fact that if they didn't, there would have been a work stoppage, and the fact, like, basically baseball would have ceased. At least Major League Baseball would have, the offseason would have been suspended, basically. There would have been no free agent signings, anything like that. And that, to me, I mean, baseball offseason is one of my favorite times of the year. The winter meetings are so much fun, and when all the rumors are flying, and we've got trades to analyze and for me to tweet about and stuff like that, is so much fun for me. And so I'm just glad that we're going to get a full offseason, a full MLB offseason, and we're not going to have to worry about any of this spilling over into spring training or even the regular season next year. So all in all, just happy that they got it done. And then, other than that, not a ton has gone on in this offseason so far. There have been like a few small trades. I guess the biggest trade would have been the Taijuan Walker, Gene Segura trade, in which I thought it was an interesting deal. I kind of liked it a little bit more for Arizona because they were kind of selling high on Segura and buying low on Walker. I think Walker's got the higher upside long term. Segura maybe a bit more of a sure thing, I guess, but even so, his BABIP was like 350 last year, and he's been up and down throughout his career, his young career, his short career. But anyway, we have got actually some off-season stuff to get to in this video because Jim Lowry is a free agent. And speaking of free agency, you can see here Jose Reyes, Billy Butler retired, but his service with the Cardinals is officially up, so he can sign with any team he wants to. You can see the service up over 6 years and no contract. So pretty fun stuff here. I can't remember the last time I made it to all the way to free agency with a Road to the Show character. Of course, this one took 2 years of games basically because I started this one back in MLB 15. But anyway, here we go. View offers. We've got a pretty big offer from the Rockies, 8 years, about $248 million. Few more from the Marlins, 8 years, $240. The Rockies actually up theirs to 9 years. So I was looking at the Marlins roster. I thought they could be pretty cool. Could follow in the footsteps of the late Jose Fernandez. The Cubs making a big offer. That intrigued me a bit because obviously the Cubs are the defending World Series champions and a lot of young talent on their team, but not in this iteration of Road to the Show. Their roster kind of lacking. A reason they only won 70 games last year. And you can see the Mariners and White Sox both made offers, but I haven't really been wowed by anyone. Haven't loved any of these teams. So kind of waiting for the right team to make an offer. The Rockies withdraw their offer. We've still got the Marlins up there. They're the only team above 500 to make an offer so far. The Giants only offered me $180 million. That was a little bit short change. But here we go. A huge offer from the 98-win Tigers. A 10-year offer. They are coming off of a pretty good year, but I wasn't really too impressed by their roster. I thought that the Cardinals sported a better roster than them, to be honest, so I was kind of hesitant to go on to them. They eventually withdraw their offer, but then the Nationals come along, and the Nationals have a stacked roster. Bryce Harper, Steven Strasburg, George Springer, Aroldis, some good young pitching with Joe Ross and A.J. Cole, although those guys aren't very young anymore, but would be young in real life. A solid bullpen, Ken Giles, Chapman, and then you look around at the diamond, Freddie Carter is a pretty solid catcher. They also have Jonathan Lucroy, Jesus Montero, Anthony Rendon, kind of a hole at third base. Adam Duvall's not too bad. Alec Stroud, a nice young shortstop. I believe he came up with the Yankees, actually, although I could be wrong. Michael Taylor in the outfield, Rafael Bautista, and then, of course, Harper and Springer. So I look around at their roster. I see a pretty talented roster. I was kind of waiting for the Cardinals to make an offer, but they didn't. I decided I wanted a short-term contract, so I go back to the Nationals. I say, what about 3 years, $75 million? And they say, nope, we want you for 5 years. So I go back to them one more time. I'm thinking, all right, I have all the leverage, so you're going to do what I want. And eventually they gave me what I wanted, the 3 years, $75 million deal. So I didn't want to lock myself up long-term. And could do a lot of simming here coming up, as I've done in recent years with the Lowry series, if I do continue this in MLB 17. I'm not sure what my MLB 17 plans are going to be, though. So anyway, I do have one game I'm going to play here with the Washington Nationals, though, my Nationals debut against my former team. It's going to be Jim Lowry versus Lugo Tehran. And here we go. Some Nationals-Cardinals action on opening day in St. Louis, probably getting booed by the alleged best fans in baseball, but anyway, I'll talk about the Yoenis Cespedes signing for the rest of this video, probably, since it's been kind of the only other piece of the offseason we haven't gotten to. But the Mets signed him to a pretty hefty contract, 4 years and $110 million. I mean, as with any free agent, I mean, he definitely got overpaid, and he's probably not going to be worth it. But I mean, you saw the impact that Cespedes made with the Mets in 2014, or 2015, I should say, after he got traded there at the deadline. They gave up Michael Fulmer, and Fulmer is looking like one of the best young pitchers in baseball right now, but Cespedes helped them get to a World Series. He's been a very productive bat since that trade for them. Probably going to be around a 4.5 win player, I would expect, so, you know, really not worth the $27.5 million annually, but and he is kind of a headache too. I mean, he, is a question of whether or not he is great in the clubhouse and in the locker room and all that stuff. But, in terms of just purely being a hitter, he is definitely one of the best right-handed power hitters in baseball. And those guys cost a premium in free agency. Right-handed power tends to be overvalued by a lot of guys. So it doesn't surprise me that he got a huge contract. It did surprise me a little bit that he went back to New York. It sounded like he was kind of fed up with playing in New York. He wanted out. That's why, I mean, I thought that was one of the reasons he opted out, although I guess he did end up getting a bigger contract, so what do I know? But anyway, he opted out. Seemed like I thought he might go to Washington, maybe San Francisco, who knows, but he ended up going back to New York, and like I said, it surprised me, but that is going to keep the Mets right up there with the Nationals next year. I think they re-signed Neil Walker as well, or he accepted the qualifying offer, so I liked that. They're getting him back, and their pitching should be healthier next year, so if their pitching is healthier, I think they'll definitely be back in the playoffs, and, we've already seen it one time around with Cespedes and the rest of that offense. I mean, no Daniel Murphy this time, but Neil Walker was honestly an upgrade. I mean, he was an upgrade over 2015 Murphy, not 2016 Murphy, but before Walker got hurt, he was playing really well, so I like that they re-signed him. But anyway, into the gameplay here. We're down 3-2 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. I got the strikeout on the cut fastball, and that would do it. So 6 innings, 2 earned runs, 3 total, 4 strikeouts to 1 walk, and we come away with a loss. Tehran bests me on opening day against my former team. So that is going to do it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you did enjoy, and I will have more off-season talk coming soon.